What I have here is, I believe it's an ice cube mold, just a round mold, silicone, and this is just to keep the resin in, because it seems to creep up through the side and the seam, so because it creeps up. It doesn't really come out, but it fills that up because the mold floats, I guess. So I'm just going to try to hold it down. My mold is prepared. I know how much to put this in based on what I did with these two here. I think it was like 300 grams. I'm going to use the Alumilite slow set. Okay, well, I don't know how well this is going to work because it all kind of settled to the bottom anyways, but anyways, okay, so you can see that's good. It's just settling to the bottom. I'm not quite sure how to get it to not settle to the bottom. How well is my aim? Alright, let's make a mess. We're going to do one with the interference red, if I can get it to suck up in here, because it's getting jelly. It's kind of what I wanted. And then one in the blue. Come on, come on. I think I need to put a little of this in there. And into the pressure pot till tomorrow. Kind of look like eyeballs. I did the same thing. There's some of them that are supported. It's a whole lot better anyways. I might be able to hide that. I got some air pockets in here too, so no big deal. But I think mana shrimp or something out of that. Looks like a snow globe, kinda-ish. So I think what I'll probably do is put that down in this project and we'll go from there. Yep, okay. Change of plans. I don't know how well you can see it. It don't look good in the monitor, but I'm thinking my Christmas ornament's gonna light up. Figure out how to do it, but I think this from the top, so it looks like it's snowing. I think that's what I'm gonna do. This is what we got. I made a prototype. I didn't film it, and I probably should have. Could have entered into the Christmas ornament thing I didn't know about. But here's my prototype. I'm working on different kinds of stands. I did this one. Somebody mentioned something about it looked good in hardwood, so I'm gonna do the next one of these with this one in walnut. But this was my stand. It's just I'm not sure if I'm going to put that in or not, depending on how much video I have. Try to keep these short. But I got one to match that, and then a walnut to match this. So I'm going to mark centers, and then put me a tenon on here to hold on to it after I put them between centers and turn the tenon. I did run into some issues. I didn't take into consideration the teeth on the Forstner bit. I measured everything, but I got a little too thin, and that's what I ended up with. And it was all right at one point, but I thought it was a little out of proportion, too big. And yeah, so, but it's 3 different pieces. This is way more material than I need, but this was the smallest they had. I didn't need it this big. I only needed like 2 1/4. This is like 3 inch. But I'm gonna find center with center finder thingy, a bobber. Let you in on a sneak peek. Anyway, that lights up. I put the LED light in. Here's the magic before we get started, because everybody wants to know what makes it light up. There you go, an LED light. The whole trying to get it in there and make it proportionate. It was interesting, but I got it done. I don't think it's too bad looking. And you just turn the bottom, and it lights up. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it's lighting up. But there we go. Let me get started. Okay, with all pieces somewhat turned down around, I've shortened this one, so I have to put another tenon on this for what I need to do. So we'll get that in and start to working on it. Alright, first one was a 3/8 hole, went all the way through. That's a relief for the light bulb itself. This one here is where the cartridge and the batteries are going to stop. I need to go to this little line right here to there, so pretty much 3/4 of the way through it, and that leaves me room to cut for the wall and room for the light. How about that, huh? I didn't realize it was a burl. Pretty cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sand this seam out and then go through the grits. I'm going to try the micro mesh. I bought the bigger pads and see if I can get a better finish on it. I am going to spray it, so it's not, it distorts it a little bit if I leave it too bad, so I'm going to try to sand it down. When we get to, we'll attach this to this. I'm going to spray that with a clear lacquer. And then to save time in the video, I think I'm going to not cover spraying all that. I'll cover turning it, but we'll speed that up some. So I'm just trying to shorten these videos up. I think I'm just going to skip it. I'm going to sand this off camera and save some time. And when I come back, this will be back into chuck, and we'll mount this to this with a 5-minute epoxy. Let that set up. I need to put a 3/8, just a location pin hole or something in the top of the ball once it's mounted in here so that I can locate the top finial to it. I've drilled a little hole in the end to receive my hook. Right at the moment I'm going to wipe this down with denatured alcohol, give it a couple quick coats of clear lacquer. At that point we'll measure with the light in here where the light stops so that I know where to part this off at. And we'll get it parted off. That kind of popped, didn't it? That one turned out way better than my first one did. We'll give it a quick scuffing and get the second coat on it. Those colors really popped out of there too. I didn't realize that was a burl. Okay, the fun part. Alright, so here's where we're at. Anyways, we got to take said magical light. I'll turn it on for you if you want. Magical light. Can't really see it, there's too much light in here. I'm just going to mark where to cut it off. Use this dowel as measuring. And the dowel says there-ish. Now I don't want to cut there because I want the light to stick out the bottom of it. So that's where it sits. I want to cut up here somewhere so it sticks out. That way I glue the top half into this piece and then the bottom half will be glued into the next piece. Woohoo! The fun part, parting this off and not dropping it. Okay, so that is what I end up with. So now in the next piece we're going to drill in with a Forstner bit, the 1.25 inches for this one, and then we're going to go with another one, if it's 1.5 inches or 36 millimeter, I'm not sure what will fit by this at the moment. With it being, I might go 1.5 inches. I did use 36 millimeter on the first one, but and stop, you know, just shy of the bottom of the first hole and shape it to whatever I want basically. I tried to shape it like a Christmas tree-ish looking at the top of this one. So we'll go from there. Let me get this all set up with the last piece and we'll get going. Okay, since my camera overheated and shut off, I don't have any idea what you see until I go in the house and edit this. So I'm gonna some sanding sealer on it. This is actually pretty hard for walnut. I'm having issues trying to get some of this out of here. I'm hoping the sanding sealer and the Yorkshire grit will remove some more of this, and then I'll get it turned around. And I know you're all trying to think, well, how's he gonna get that off there? It may not be practical, but it worked. It may not be safe, but I made it work. On the first one, we'll see how this one goes. Ouch! Are you all ready to cringe? This is where my disclaimer comes in. Do not do anything I do, because I may not know what I'm doing. Yeah, okay. There you go. Y'all can cringe. All right, so this is a adjustable barrel sander, a rubber stopper. I can adjust it out to hold on to it. I'm not going to run this very fast, and I'm just going to take really light cuts on this till I get it apart. And then it should stay there. It should stay in here. It don't look bad. And I'm just going to take light cuts and then sand the end of it, seal it, Yorkshire grit it, and then we'll spray that. And it didn't stay. But that's all right. I can put it back on. Okay, you see what we're doing? Looks pretty good, don't it? It would help if I loosen that up a bit. There we go. We'll put some CA glue down in there, and there we'll have it. I'll just put a blob right in here. We let it dry. All right, folks, there you have it. I think it's a little out of proportion. It's supposed to look like a Christmas tree. I really need a lot more practice at finials. Here's my original. I wish I'd have filmed this one. I could have maybe entered in the ornament challenge things. But I didn't film it, and I was already done with it by the time they had it up. But this one's in burled walnut and spalted maple. Stands are just horseshoe off of one of my horses, and then a piece of walnut. This one here I did a little more work on, and it actually proved to be quite the pain in the butt. And this one's out of a piece of spalted maple to match this with another horseshoe off the same horse. I'll get some pictures up. Yeah, it was interesting. They both turned out. It's just got the little LED light. I'm gonna dump the batteries out. So I glued that into the bottom, and I glued that piece into the top. And when you thread them together, maybe I can get it back together. So when you thread it together, that's how you turn it on. You see it's on in there. And then you turn it and it goes out. It was challenging to figure out how to do that. My first prototype is a little different. I was trying to keep it a little more thin. But, you know, here's what it is. I like it. I'll put some stills up at the end. I don't know what else to say. I had lots of things to say and I forgot. Oh yeah, I kind of resolved that issue with the music. I did purchase a license. The guy had the disclaimer, you know, fine print way back hiding. So actually, you know, when you get the whatever going on, and you go to contact him to find out why, there it is. So I purchased a license for the music, or the one track for my trailer, you know, in my intro, and then I'm gonna use that same track for the, just during the pictures at the end of it. I'm trying to get to not have any music at all. But anyways, I'm tired. I gotta go in and edit this so that y'all can have it Friday, because it's Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. And I still gotta edit, upload, and then edit some more. If you like it, please share it. Everybody share it. And then, yeah, get it out there. Thanks for watching. See you next week.